The shell for the Countess. Prague stood in a light mist that resembled ancient silk scattered over narrow streets. The morning sun gently touched the roofs, and the stone cobblestones had not yet warmed up from the day's heat. The air smelled of freshly baked bread, fragrant herbs, and the water of the Vltava River quietly flowing nearby. Jan sat on a bench near the Charles Bridge, holding his old, slightly battered balalaika close to his chest. Although the balalaika more resembled something Jan had made himself from leftover wood and old strings, he still believed that music was his calling. "Oh, ay, ay, ay!" He began to sing loudly, almost hoarsely, but with such passion that even the crows sitting on the roofs turned their heads. People passed by smiling and slightly dancing, but Jan did not have real success. His music resembled more the cry of a seagull lost in the city than a refined melody. But he did not stop, because he believed that one day he would be heard and loved. At that moment, Jan noticed her, Aliska. She stood by a merchant at the market, admiring a shell from a distant sea, shining and amazing like a little treasure. Jan held his breath. "There she is, the one I've dreamed of," he thought, and decided that this meeting would change everything. Aliska, a countess from a tall tower on the outskirts of Prague, was not a typical lady of her time. She not only had a beauty that made men catch their breath, but also intelligence, humor, and a thirst for adventure. Her shell collection was her pride. Each of them told a story about a distant land, about waves and sea gods. Today, she came to the market to find a new amazing shell to complement her treasure. Men's gazes often stopped on her, but Aliska was occupied only with one thing: searching for her next treasure. She did not even notice how strange music began to sound nearby. It was Jan, with his balalaika in awkward chords. When Jan finished his next masterpiece, he noticed that Aliska was looking right at him with an intrigued smile. "Good day, Lady Countess," Jan said, trying to look confident, although he felt nervous inside. "Would you like to hear another song?" Aliska smiled and raised her eyebrow. "Your singing reminds me of the cry of a seagull lost in Prague, but I love surprises. Try to amaze me." Jan felt his heart beat faster. He began to play and sing with all his soul, sometimes out of tune, but laughing at his own clumsiness. Aliska joined in her laughter. Their eyes met, and Jan felt that on this day the city's life and his heart played new colors. After the performance, Jan offered to show Aliska around the city. They walked through narrow streets, laughed at bad jokes, and shared dreams. Suddenly, their attention was drawn to an inscription on an old wall. "Whoever finds the shell with the heart of Prague will find true love." A shell with the heart of Prague? Aliska looked surprised. "Is that just a legend?" "Oh, legends are my specialty," Jan winked. "How about a search? Maybe this is our chance for a real adventure and love." She nodded, and they set off into the medieval labyrinths of the city, unaware of what riddles and surprises awaited them ahead. The next day, Jan brought Aliska a small scroll he found near the bridge. "Look, it says here that the shell is hidden in the old tower, and the key is held by the mysterious Guardian of Time." "Guardian of Time?" Aliska smiled. "That must be someone from fairy tales." Deciding that they could not waste time, they headed to the old tower at the edge of the city. On the way, Jan tried to tell how once he played for the king and was almost arrested for it, a story that caused Aliska to sparkle with laughter. Approaching the tower, they met an old man with a long gray beard and eyes that seemed to have seen all the secrets of the world. He uttered what sounded like the ringing of a bell in silence. "I am the guardian of time," he said. If you want the key, you will have to pass a test." Jan and Aliska exchanged glances, then nodded bravely. "What kind of tests?" Aliska asked, trying not to show nervousness. "They are simple," the old man replied with a smile. "But first, Jan, sing me a song that breaks sorrow." Jan began to play, trying not to laugh because it was somewhat strange to sing for the guardian of time, but he succeeded. The melody was a mix of laughter and tenderness. After the song, Jan received from the guardian of time a small iron key that shone like a star in the evening sky. "This key will open the tower door," the old man explained. "But remember, the most valuable thing is not in the chest, but between you." Aliska smiled mysteriously, and Jan felt that something truly special was beginning. They climbed the narrow stone stairs of the tower. Ancient dust rustled under their feet, and the air smelled of salt, though the sea was far away. Suddenly, a quiet whisper came from the darkness. "Who seeks love, listen to your heart." Aliska squeezed the key in her hand, and Jan barely breathed. In the upper room of the tower, a chest covered in velvet awaited them. Jan carefully inserted the key and turned it. The chest opened, and inside lay a shell, not an ordinary one, but glowing with a soft blue light. "This is it, the shell with the heart of Prague," Aliska whispered. Suddenly, a light breeze escaped from the shell and filled the room with a salty aroma. Jan and Aliska felt an invisible connection arise between them, warm and tender like the first ray of sun. "Now you understand," Aliska said with a smile. "True love is when even silence speaks louder than words." Returning to the city, they found themselves at a ball held on the roof of one of the wealthy mansions. Lanterns flickered, music flowed, and dancers spun in the air like light feathers. Jan, slightly nervous, invited Aliska to dance. "Can you listen to me not as a musician, but as a man?" he whispered. "I'll try," she replied, feeling her heart beating in unison with his. Under the moonlight, they twirled in a dance, and everyone around noticed this love story is just beginning here. But not everything was so simple. During the dance, Aliska's distant relative, Marek, a man with a dubious reputation, who had long envied her wealth, crept up to her. "Who is this musician?" he asked coldly, looking at Jan with contempt. "He is my friend," Aliska replied calmly, "and he is better than any aristocrat." Marek laughed, but Jan, not losing dignity, challenged him, because true courage is not in the title, but in the heart.